Crazy week for us. We've been Houston will let you guys know. Houston will let you guys know a little bit more. What a busy week we had. A lot of great success. And quickly, we're gonna jump into this call. We got a special guest today. Edgardo Gonzalez is gonna be with us. I spent some time with him over the weekend when I was in Dallas, and I got a chance to be one-on-one with him for the whole day. And it was pretty exciting. I also spent some time with Maria too. These guys are phenomenal, man. I got some nuggets from these guys, and he's on the call here shortly. And we're excited to have him around. So go ahead, back to you, Houston.
Be good if I unmuted myself. So start out just kind of giving a shout out to some of the folks that I've noticed out there hustling and doing some good things out there. Number one, I saw the other day, Chris, over the weekend was working late last Thursday, closed one at almost 11 o'clock at night.
Let's go.
Working them 24/7, baby. 24/7. It doesn't matter. Whenever they're ready to sign, we're ready to go, right? Number two, TJ, I see you on the call. Congratulations, man. Not only one, but two back-to-back closes. Awesome work. Jonathan, great job mentoring those deals. Jonathan, you want to add anything to that or give him a quick shout out?
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Appreciate again the opportunity here. So TJ's been with the company for quite some time now. And this just is a testament to how some people start out fast, some people take their time, and once it hits, it can go back to back for you. So once again, it's part of not giving up, right? And it can go from cold leads to back-to-back deals. And these are in different states, by the way. So one's here in Texas. He's got a deal working, a cash deal that we're closing in Florida. Okay. Nice. And then from the first deal, he's already got 2 pending referrals. So it's something that can transition. So he may be a solar pro here before we even know it. Okay. So I got to give him a testament. He's done it all from a boat too, out there with Javier as well. Javier, we got just we just got an approval for permitting. So we should have an installation story here probably in the next, 3 or 4 weeks or less. But just to show you can really do this from anywhere, guys. So I just showed that that's a testament to that. No matter where you're at, you can get a done deal. Okay. But congratulations again, TJ. I'm proud of you, man. And thank you for allowing me to help you with these deals. Okay.
Yeah, great job, TJ. Awesome work, man. Way to stick with it and keep with the grind and ultimately see that pay off. So congratulations, man. Looking forward to hearing about that third one so you can be a solo pro on your own, right?
We're working on it. We're definitely working hard at it. Thank you,
Nice.
John. Thank you, guys.
Well, to tell you a little bit more about what C-Ray was talking about, so we closed 3 more deals between he and I this week, 2 solo deals, and then 1 was a mentor deal for Maria. So that puts us up to 6 contracts between our personal and mentor deals through the promotion. We still got about another week left on that, guys, and that has been gold. So make sure you're promoting that free year of solar, giving it to all your customers. Go back, talk to some of the folks that you presented to in the past and see if maybe that's the little extra push they need to get them over the edge, guys, because it's been a huge promo for us. I honestly kind of hope that Powur decides to keep doing it because it's a great incentive. But yeah, any questions, guys? Anybody else have anything? Those are the three major ones that I picked up on, kind of going back through the group chat over the last week. Anybody else got anything working or anything good going on?
I wanted to shout out a mentee that randomly she hit me up. She's not on right now. Randomly she hit me up on Facebook, and she didn't have a mentor, and she's brand new to Powur. She's worked for other solar companies. She's all the way in San Angelo, and in 1 week we closed 2 deals for her.
Oh wow, awesome! That's outstanding.
Yeah, so she's doing really good. She's a grinder. She's a grinder.
And I love hearing all the success stories because like all these Guys, mute your phones if you're not talking, so that way we don't have to hear what's going on out there, please. Please. Thank you. Yeah, I love to hear all these like success stories because it's very motivating and it kind of links with what I want to talk about today. Because, like I talked last time, is staying motivated, right? So I want to talk a little bit about that in a little while. But we have a special guest coming. Are we all done, Houston, with your part?
Yeah. So next step, we'll do important power updates.
I had one more person, guys. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Thanks. Hey, doing a great job on the call, by the way. I want to give a shout out to Tim Wigginton in Uvalde, Texas. Great friend of mine, over 15 years of friendship. He is a full-time Border Patrol agent, and he called me up about a month ago and asked if he could look into another career into solar because he didn't know how his current job was going to be going. So he joined on, and with the promotion, within a month, he's already a solar pro. He's got 3 deals already working. So I want to say congratulations to Tim, already going to be earning 100% full commission under a month. So congrats, Tim.
Awesome job, Tim. Congratulations, man. I know at least one of those was a battery deal. Right?
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, power updates. What's going on in power? Number one, I'm sure you guys all saw. If you haven't already shared this on your social media pages, do it. Power just hit their 10,000th official install, guys. In a little over 2 years of actually installing solar, they've already done 10,000 deals. That's pretty amazing. And you see all the growth and things that are happening now. I think we're going to hit another 10,000 this year, if you had to ask me. But we're going to keep rocking it and get there as quick as we can. Number two, they announced yesterday that last week was officially the largest sales week in the history of Power. They did more than 3 megawatts of solar sold last week alone. Guys, I'm telling you right now, if you're not pushing that Black Friday special, that's what's helping us get these numbers. Make sure you're talking to folks about it and you're giving that opportunity to customers. Next, speaking of the devil, they saw how successful that was and decided to extend it. So we now have until December 15th to take advantage of that holiday bonus. So make sure you're pushing it. Create that urgency, guys. There's 1 week left to take advantage of this promo and get your first year of solar paid by Power. That's a huge deal, guys. I've got one of the deals that we closed that it ends up being an additional $3,000 rebate that customer is getting back. So it can be a lot of money if you set it up right. Next, we've got the next masterclass is tomorrow. So if you're a member of Power Live, make sure you're a part of that call. Tomorrow's what's called the topic is going to be how to maximize your commissions. So if you want to make money with this and you want to learn how to do it the right way from the right people, make sure you're on that call tomorrow, guys.
Hey, Paul, can you mute yourself, please? Make sure everyone's muted on this call.
I got you. Next, the Evolution Conference is now open. So same thing with Power Live. If you're already a member, you can go ahead and reserve your tickets now. If not, make sure you join Power Live and get that ticket. January 14th and 15th, they're going to be having a virtual conference. So you're definitely going to want to be a part of that. And then finally, here right in San Antonio this coming Saturday,
Let's go.
we got Eric, we got Keenan, we got C-Ray, we got all the big hitters are going to be there. Come out. We're going to have an info session from 11 to noon with the opportunity presentation. And then from noon to 4, we're going to be doing some in-depth training. So look forward to seeing you guys there on Saturday. Should be some good info and hopefully you'll take something out of it. The QR code there, scan that and you can sign up by scanning that invite. So I'll give you a second there. Anybody have any other questions or anything else to add?
I do, Houston.
Yes, sir.
Hey guys, I want to tell you that I'm super excited about this event. C-Ray, Houston, Gus, Keenan, Willie, Edgardo. I mean, the list goes on. These speakers are going to like literally take your business to the next level. You have not, Houston is going to be training on batteries. C-Ray is going to be teaching on some sales psychology along with Edgardo Gonzalez. Willie is a brand new mentor out of a different area, and he's coming out to speak about how to take advantage of the ambassador program the best way. I mean, you don't want to miss this. This is, listen, the leaders of this company, the leaders of this area, including Edgardo, C-Ray, all the speakers, we are investing our time and our money for you to help you grow your business. Okay, so make sure you have guests there. At 11 a.m., we're going to do the opportunity presentation. You don't want to miss it. Let us work for you. That's what we're here to do. Let us work for you. All you got to do is bring them. We're going to have free tacos in the morning for everybody. We're going to have some lunch at the end. It's an amazing event, and you don't have to pay a single dime. Think about that. All you have to do is get back in the game, stay plugged in, show up to events, because that's where your business goes to the next level. So that's all I want to say. I'm excited to see C-Ray Houston on stage. Love y'all guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. Hey, listen, without further ado, I had the privilege of hanging out with my boy Edgardo yesterday, almost all day, and picked his brain a little bit. I was excited to learn a lot from his experience, and I invited him to be on this call purposely. So for those who don't know Edgardo, he is the top earner in the company and has a top earning team in the company and has lots of experience. In fact, he was sharing with me when Jonathan Budd and him were working together, and I was like, wow, fascinated about hearing the story of all that he's done very early on in the growth with Powur. So I asked him to please join our call today. So Edgardo, thank you for joining the call.
Put him on right now.
How are you, C-Ray? Thank you for inviting me. How are you, Eric, and everyone here? I'm just so excited after this great weekend we have here in Dallas, when we have something similar that you're going to have there next week, where you're going to see and get trained with some great consultants. So yes, Z-Ray, as I was telling you, from young age, I started, developing this good taste of life. So yeah, I never worked for nobody before. I've been selling things since I'm 16. I mean, of course, work before that, doing other things, even cleaning warehouses. But when I was 16, I say, you know what, I like this about sales. So I started my own company when I was 18, importing goods. But what always helped me to be successful was that I stayed for many years. I remember I started selling, wholesaling silk flowers and plants and Christmas ornaments. And I did that for 15 years until I was able to sell it. And then, of course, my other company that I sold was, I think one of the key ingredients of being, being where I am right now is consistency. Because I see so many people getting here and not really stayed for a while, which I think is the most important part, because I know Powur is not perfect, but I tell people our imperfection is a lot better than any other company's perfection. And the way we're going, I remember when in Dallas, we used to get our installations took probably 90 to 120 days and more, right? And more. So, but if you really see, we couldn't get to the number 61 company from 32 millions, okay? So my big advice is that, just make a plan on what you're doing, right? I mean, make that plan good, work with your leaders, take advantage of what we have now, because there's going to be more solar panels sold, within the next 2 years than the last 40 combined. So if you guys take advantage, we need to take advantage of that. We need to by the time, let's put it this way, in 2 years, you could just be relaxing and having a bunch of other consultants under your team selling, and you could be with your wives or your husbands and enjoying or doing some other stuff that you like, or just prospecting and keep growing your business. So probably you're gonna have to be in the hustle if you, work hard right now.
Edgardo, real quick, before you go. So in those years where you had your companies, because we hear a lot about success. So you talk about, selling one company, starting one at 18, selling it, moving to the other one, coming into Powur, becoming the top performer. But let's talk about the times when people told you you suck, you can't do it. Or the times that you try so hard, you knocked on doors and 20 people told you no. Why did you do when you hear that no? Because what I'm going to talk about, I really focus a lot on sales attitude and sales psychology, because there's a big difference between being talented and being gifted, right? So people can learn talents, but gifted people have that in them already. So like we talk about success all the time, but how did you react? Because this is a formation of character, right? Formation of character. You are your own judge and you are your own cheerleader. When someone's telling you can't do it, what did you tell yourself? Whenever you have problems with a partner, what did you tell yourself? Whenever you felt like, oh man, this is gonna go down, what am I doing? How did you always motivate yourself? Or who did it? Tell me about that part.
Well, it's pretty simple. It's my why. And as I was explaining last Saturday, you can have a different why every 10 years. So, but the why that I had when I was, a teenager, it was so big that it doesn't matter all the obstacles and things that came in my way, that it doesn't matter. And actually, even after you're successful, I have a bunch of problems like everybody else.
Sure.
And when I achieved success at early stage, was first because I worked hard, long time, for a repeated period of time. It's not like work, 40 hours today, and then tomorrow it doesn't work, you don't work, and then in 2 days, no. At least if you say, you know what, I'm going to give 4 hours a day to this, it's 4 hours a day. And it's nonstop for the next 90 days.
A commitment. Yeah, that's a commitment.
It's a commitment with your time, because you know that when you try the good life, and one is not that good, you definitely say, you know what, I don't give a damn what people tell me. I don't care. None of that. Okay. It's not important for me. If somebody tells me from my own company, I remember the first are your parents, and they told me, no, opening a factory in Indonesia, you're too young. That's the first thing they told me.
So you opened a factory in Indonesia where you don't even speak the language?
Oh, of course not. Of course I didn't speak the language.
That's crazy.
But I learned it after a long time, but I didn't need it to start doing business there. But yes, your why is the one that is gonna help you not to stop doing what you're doing. Big why. And doesn't matter, just think, what is better? Look at what you were doing. Here the worst case scenario is that you end up making $8,000 in one sale.
The biggest reason why I brought you here is because after talking to you yesterday for almost half a day, we spent almost all day together, I was thinking to myself, there's a lot of success behind what you've done, but there's got to be a lot of failures that made you who you are today, that made you strong, and that made you believe in yourself more and more. Because like I said, repeated success allows you to keep yourself motivated. But what happens when you don't have repeated success? Then what keeps you going? And you're right, it's the why. Like whatever that why may be, and like you said, you can change your why. But what is that why strong enough to be your cheerleader every single time? No one is everybody's quiet, and no one is saying anything. Is that why still yelling really loud? You can do it. You can do it. So I think it's very important. That's why I brought you in, because I wanted you to inject in some of us some of what you've been through, but also the struggle, because a lot of people tend to start really full throttle and they get a lot of no's, a lot of objections, or a lot of rejections. And then they begin to wind down and it seems like they lose motion. And then finally they stop in their tracks and they decide to go somewhere else. And so their why wasn't probably very strong for them to stay on course.
I know that, money's not for everybody. I mean, I tell that to everybody all the time because you know what? Money's for the people that want to just sacrifice and you got to pay the price.
Mhm.
Like you guys admire yourself to be in this Zoom tonight because you're paying the price. You could be, sitting down there watching TV. You could be doing whatever, playing golf. Well, I don't think with this weather here, but you could be in a bar. You could be in a restaurant. You could be doing whatever non-productive. And you're here because there's something better than what you were doing. So let's try to just focus on your goals. If you focus on your goals, nothing matters. Just remember, most of the successful people had trouble, and if they wouldn't stay there. The other day, I posted what the owner of Starbucks, what happened to him. I mean, if he would have stopped trying after more than 2,000 times, he got denied for a loan. Now look, you wouldn't be zipping Starbucks coffee if he wouldn't be the person that was broke, very broke. And then, until if you give the 90-day challenge and you go over a period of 90 days, working persistently and doing, and efficiently, definitely there's no way you're going to fail. Try the 90-day challenge every day. That's not talking with people that are not bringing anything in, only focusing on selling, trying to talk to at least 4 hours a day in front of someone, either recruiting or selling. Talk to your wife, tell her your purpose. Of course, it's hard to do it right now in Christmas, but as soon as you get back, put the 90-day challenge. That's what I do in all my projects. What you do is that you tell your loved ones, hey, I'm doing this. Don't entertain me with nothing else. And then, of course, don't answer calls from friends, from family members for some time. Again, this is not invented by me. It worked. Many other people have done it, and it worked. Try that 90-day challenge. Nothing else but your purpose. Anything else. No restaurants. No going out. No going to your kids' game. That's it. It's 90 days. I'd rather not go into my kids' game for 90 days than for the rest of his life. So that's what I tried to say. I'm jumping now to. I really appreciate that everybody's here. I hope to see you everybody next Saturday.
Let's promote that event, guys. Edgardo, listen, brother, love you, man. Appreciate you taking the time. I know you're all busy and everything, but we had a great conversation.
I'm always here for our team. But I hope to see everyone. I'm gonna go now and try to make a sale in California.
Okay, we appreciate you, Papa. Thanks a lot for showing up, man, to the call. God bless you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Well, damn, let's go. Hey, I want you to bring me up real quick, Houston, because I think it's a perfect time to talk about that. Hey, listen, guys. I'm not gonna mute your phone there, Eric, because I can hear the cops chasing you, bro. Stop doing illegal things, bro. Real quick, guys. This looks like a lot of information, but actually, I'm just gonna read through this. And the reason why I'm gonna read through this because I don't really want to train on anything. I just kind of want to talk to you about life. And the reason why I brought Edgardo because I went to this event over the weekend and. I stayed an extra day. I was supposed to go on Sunday back home, but I said to myself, I got to talk to Edgardo. I got to pick his brain, man. I got to find out what's up, man. We're doing good. Me and Houston, we're making some money. We're meeting our quota, our goals and everything. But I was like, I feel like I'm missing something. And I want to talk to you. And this probably you already know, but I want to talk to you like a friend. Why you need to believe in yourself because everything else is irrelevant, bro. For real, Like, you can have talent and be gifted. I play 10 instruments, but it would be nothing if I don't put it into practice, man. It really just, it's just talent right there, sitting in myself, and I don't do anything about it because I don't believe in it. And I'll tell you a real quick story about me. My grandfather was a tenor, and I come from an Italian family where my grandfather was a real good singer. And nobody in the family decided to be a singer. So when I started singing when I was a kid and started playing some instruments, I didn't believe I could actually make it. So I never exposed myself to singing. Listen to this, this is very powerful. I never exposed myself to singing or playing instruments because I kept comparing myself to the greatest singers and the greatest artists or musicians. And every time I look at a video or I look at someone singing so nice, so well, then I would tell myself, I can't do it. I can't do it. And for many, many years, I stood very quiet and never exposed my talent. And it wasn't until I met this right here, believed in myself. And I completely put my blinders and I say, wait a minute. I don't care what he thinks about me or what he thinks about me. It matters what I think about me anyways, because I'm my worst enemy. So wait a minute. If I got to be my own cheerleader, then I need to believe in myself. And it wasn't until then that I blocked how good these guys sing. No, I appreciate it, but I don't have to let that diminish what I think I've got because I believe in myself. And I want to go over those steps real quick. So first, I want to talk about believe in yourself. 5 simple steps. I'm not going to, I have them all already there, so you guys can just copy it if you want, but work on your strength, not on your weaknesses. So basically, all I want to say is struggling with confidence, you tend to focus on things you can't do. Sometimes we focus too much on, our failures, like I'm bad at this. And that quickly escalates to, I'll never be good at anything. The good news is that everyone has weaknesses and strength. So focus on the strength. You need to determine how you can identify your strength so that you can get the best of it. Discover who you are already or what you're good at and work on becoming great at it. And listen, this is the talk of all the motivational speakers. Believe in yourself. The reason why I'm saying that is because I've seen some friends of mine that I got on the business get very discouraged because there was a lot of no's and there was a lot of things happening in their personal lives, like my girlfriend left me and I don't know what to do. You know what? If your girlfriend leaves you, if your wife wants to go because you can't save it, then use that as a motivation to take care of you and become great at whatever you focus on, whatever your why is. So I really want you to kind of take these things into consideration so you can be very successful. Because me and Houston, when I started with Houston, I told Houston sometime in September, Houston, by October, I want to be a mentor. And we worked out a plan. And in October, when I announced it, I became a mentor. And I told Houston, and I'm going to share with you guys some personal information, but, I told Houston from August till December, I want to make $100,000. And just so you guys know, we're like at $97,000 in business that we generated from August until there. I'm almost about to exceed my own expectations. And that is why, because I believe in myself. I don't really care what anybody thinks. I don't really care what anybody says. I know what I am. I know who I am. And that's why I keep going. And I've been able to fulfill these goals, teaming up with Houston and coming and working on our why and our plan. Be your own coach. Number 2, be your own coach. Man, you got to be your own cheerleader. The research shows that positive thinking, goal setting, and performance reviews don't create results on their own. When you don't believe you have what it takes, none of those things matter. Believing in yourself will become easier and easier the more you see your success reflected back to you. The trick is to learn more about yourself without being judgmental. That goes back to what I said earlier. I was being judgmental about me not being good enough because I heard Brian McKnight singing R&B or Boyz II Men singing in harmony, and I couldn't do that. So don't be judgmental, man. You got what it takes, and you can be the conqueror of your own world. Third, embrace who you are. Hey, man, you got to believe and love who you are, man. Self-confidence comes from embracing who you are and what's important to you. It does not come from being unauthentic or trying to impress people. Number 1, start by writing down what's important to you, not to nobody else, to you. Number 2, observe your patterns of thought and behavior. And number 3, Step out of your expectation of others. Now, go back to the next slide. Mute your phone, guys. Mute your phone. Mute your
Oh,
phone.
Papa.
So, fourth thing, believe you can, and you will. Now, we hear these all the time. Public speakers, motivational speakers talk about it all the time. This is a total refresher of what you already know. And you're hearing it from my experience, man. I'm an animated, full of life, happy, guy, always making sure that I can resuscitate and CPR anybody that needs some laughter in their life. And you know how I do it? Now I use my talent, my music, my singing to make people happy. I believe, and you got to be able to believe in yourself, and then you have to say you can do it. Your belief is the single most powerful. Listen to this. Your belief is the single most powerful tool you have. You can completely change your life just by changing your belief. It is not wishful thinking. Believing something changes the way you see the world and yourself. The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Steve Jobs said that. Think about that. The man who created the most fascinating computer of all times said those crazy ones that think they can do it, they actually do. So why don't you start thinking like that, and no limited thinking, no fixed mindset, and no dwelling on failure, man. Yeah, if they told you 10 times no, dude, your 11th will be a yes. Listen to the story of Abraham Lincoln. Think about how many times he tried to be a president, part of the government, until he tried and became a president. He didn't quit. Read the story of Abraham Lincoln. It's an amazing story. And last but not least, so I can be out of here and let Houston finish up, be uncomfortable. The most important one out of all, be uncomfortable. For those who believe in God, when God is uncomfortable and you're comfortable, that's not a good thing. But when you're uncomfortable and God is comfortable, that's a good thing. Same here. If what you did today looks a lot like what you did yesterday and last week and 3 weeks ago, then you're too comfortable. You're in the pattern and it's getting you exactly nowhere. To make a real change in your life, you must get uncomfortable. You have to step out of your cozy box, your comfort zone, and do things differently. This means making a greater effort and even feeling a bit weird doing things that are out of your ordinary. You have this whole life to experiment with who you are. It's your life, and you don't need to live it to anyone's expectations but your own. If you want to be different, if you want a different life, make it yourself. And the last thing I got for you guys, you want to see things you never seen before? You got to do the things you never seen before, never done before, sorry. So that's all I got for you guys. A little motivating. Find yourself, and there's somewhere, man. I believe wholeheartedly that any of us can really become very successful. And it's not just about having a mentor helping you, teaching you, because that student's supposed to supersede the teacher. It's about you believing that everything you're gathering for those who are helping you get there, you're going to take it and run with it. So one day you can be the leader of somebody else, that you can impart that and they can take it and run with it. And that's all I got for you guys.
Amen, C-Ray. Thank you, man. That was freaking fire. Awesome work, dude. Anybody else got anything to add to that? Michael, I see your hand up.
Hey, my bad, boss. I was trying to clap for him. It's good stuff,
Okay,
C-Ray.
no worries.
Appreciate it, brother.
Awesome, man. Well, guys, I know C-Ray's got to run. He's got a softball game to go play in. So go hit a home run and try not to blow out an ACL or something. All right, buddy? You're getting a little up there in age, so moving on, guys. We wanted to share kind of some of the things that we've learned and started to think about in terms of utilizing the finance options that Powur gives us, that go so far above and beyond what most of our competition is able to offer. We have a lot more ways that we can maneuver a deal to make it the best deal for that particular customer. So I went through and I picked out a couple examples of situations where if you think about using the loan the right way, you can really help your customer save some money. Number one, I wanted to start out with if anybody's willing to participate and share. We all kind of get in a rut sometimes where we end up presenting the same loan to every single customer. Who's ever done that? And if so, what loan option are you typically going to when you're looking at that? Anybody there? All right.
Hey, Houston, this is Rob,
I guess
man.
nobody's
Sorry,
on loans. We're all doing cash deals. Sweet.
Hey, Houston, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, this is Rob. Sorry, I'm picking up some food for my family, but real quick.
No worries, Rob.
I found myself in that situation recently. I've been gravitating towards that Good Leap 18-month flex plan, the 1.48. To me, it's just been making the most sense for my clients, but I'm anxious to hear like what your thoughts on mixing things up and how to get them in a better situation. So
absolutely, man. So what really kind of got me thinking about this was some of the struggles that I've been personally having, trying to make sure I'm building a system that's under $4 a watt for our lovely CPS. And so particularly I've noticed on some of the smaller systems, if I go straight to that super low interest rate, super long-term loan, the dealer fees eat up all my profit margin. And I don't know about you guys, but I didn't sign up to sell solar out of charity. Jonathan, are you raising your hand, man?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, talk to me.
So naturally, one thing that, because let's be honest, costs have gone up on our systems, right? So one of the things to look for is most of us gravitate towards the Good Leap 25-year 1.98 or 1.49, okay? And in between those, the dealer fee can make a difference of 2%, okay? Now, the other option that I'm using a lot more is the FlexPay 36, okay? Now, I gravitate towards the 36-month FlexPay when I see the tax credit is north of, let's say, 12,000 or more, okay? And now there's a reason for this, okay? So for many who don't know how the tax credit work is you utilize it until it's done, okay? It doesn't have to be all claimed in year one. Any typical loan would require you to facilitate the entire amount to Good Leap or Sunlight within 18 months from day of signing, okay? So with the 36, it gives the customer an opportunity to lock in a lower rate for 36 months. And if they don't qualify for the full amount on year one, it carries over to year two and potentially a little bit longer, depending on the time frame of when they file for the taxes, right? So utilize that when you have a large tax credit and you're not 100% sure that your customer won't qualify for the full amount all in the first year, okay? That helps. That kind of gives you more of a leverage of talking. Say, man, well, I just had one with a $20,000 tax credit. Man, I don't know if I'm going to get all of that in 1 year. I may get like 12 towards, this year. I may get another 10 towards the following year. This will give him an opportunity to apply that tax credit over the span of that 36 months. That's just my 2 cents.
That's a great 2 cents. That's more like a couple of dollars, in fact. So good input, Jonathan. What I'm going to focus on, though, guys, is why would you go and offer a higher interest rate? So not necessarily dive directly to that 1.48 or 1.98 or the Sunlight 0.99. In what situations would it make more sense to give your customer, a 248 or a 298 or something like that? So going to give you a couple scenarios just to think about this and then use as you will. So Jonathan's exactly right. Dealer fees. So reducing the dealer fee can make a massive difference on your overall deal cost. The Good Leap 25-year 1.49 non-flex pay is a 28.99% dealer fee, guys. If I offer the same at 249, it saves me 5.5% just in the dealer fee. So on a higher dollar system in particular, that can make a massive difference in your total amount financed, but it's not going to make a huge difference on the actual loan payment itself. One of the other ones that I've been kind of thinking through, and something that I think really has the potential to be a big offering for me in particular. Sunlight has a 20-year at 7.49 with 0 dealer fee. Now, you may look at that and immediately go, well, I can't close anybody at a 7.49. So what types of situations would there be where you would utilize that loan in particular? There's a couple that I've come up with. Number one thing that I'm doing with the mortgage broker at my BNI group, we're going to start working on trying to find some folks that we know have equity in the home that we can do a cash out refi for. And in order for them to avoid having to put money down up front as we're doing the refi, we can set it up as a 7.490% loan. So they get the same benefit of the 0 dealer fee as if they were paying cash, gives them 60 or 90 days in order to go through and finalize the refi and get that money. So by the time the system's installed and payments due, we switch it from a loan to a cash deal. Boom, right there, you gave them the cash deal pricing without the headaches of having to come out of pocket with the money up front. Any other time you have a similar situation, if you've got somebody that's like, you know what, I'm going to pay it off in 12 months, give them a higher interest rate with a lower deal fee and save them the money that way. Or, put a little bit more into your margin. That doesn't stink either, right? So a lot of ways that you can manipulate the loan itself in order to maximize your profitability while also giving the customer what's going to be best for them. Like I said, the biggest thing, you can lower your price without changing your margin. So customer plans to pay off earlier refi. I forgot I had all this on the slides. All right. Last thing I've got for tonight, I wanted to talk just real briefly. We're coming up to tax time. So I know a lot of us get a lot of questions about the federal tax credit. I'm not a CPA, but I've done a lot of research on it. So I just wanted to kind of give you a little bit of a high level overview of the federal tax credit, how it stands currently, and then what the potential could be based off of some of the stuff that Congress is working on right now. So current incentive, obviously we all know it's 26% of the system price for any system that's installed by December 31st of next year. So if Congress does not pass the Build Back Better plan, guys, that means 2022 needs to be a massive year for us to get out there and push solar, because it's the last year that we have for the 26% federal tax credit. So if nothing happens up in Washington, we got 1 year left before it drops to 22% in 2023 and then goes away altogether in just over 2 years. Key thing, and Jonathan touched on this a little while ago, it is a credit against your tax liability. So in other words, you have to owe the government that amount of money, either prepaid through a W-2 or as a 1099, you would be writing a check. So make sure that you understand. So if you've got someone who's on disability and Social Security, guys, they're not going to have the tax liability to claim a $12,000 tax credit. So don't tell them they're going to get a $12,000 tax credit. You do have 5 years to push that out and roll it over. Good situation to use the 36-month flex pay like Jonathan was talking about. But just know that going into it. Second homes are eligible. This was one that as I was doing a lot of research, I found out that I didn't realize was true. So the owner of the solar system, so whoever's on the loan for the solar system, has the right to claim the federal tax credit. So if you own a second home, you own a lake house or a house down at the beach, you can add solar to that and still get the federal tax credit as well. Similarly, non-owners can claim the credit. They're able to claim the percentage that they contributed to the system. So if you've got a co-signer, for example, you've got a mom who's on Social Security, but you've got a son who lives in the house with her, and he's got a W-2 job. Put him on as a co-signer, guys. because that's how they're going to be able to get the federal tax credit. Mom's not going to qualify it, but if you put a cosigner on who has the taxable income, they can claim that same tax credit. Leases and PPAs are not eligible because, again, it goes back to the owner. So we don't really deal with that a lot in Texas because we don't do leasing around here. But what's going to happen? So if the Build Back Better bill passes, good, bad, indifferent, however you feel about the rest of the stuff that's in that bill, the one good thing that they're talking about doing for us in particular, right now they've got it written up to where they would extend the federal tax incentive for 10 years at 30%. And I've seen a few things here and there that are saying that they might actually turn it to a tax rebate, not a credit, which means that person on Social Security would in fact be able to claim that. So just wanted to give you guys a couple quick rundowns on what's going on with the federal tax credits. We're going to start to get more and more of those questions this time of year as people start thinking about their taxes. And, you know, if I'm a business owner, how can I hide my taxable income? Well, hell, let me get solar for my house and claim 26% of the cost. That goes right off the top of my taxable income. So a lot of ways you can utilize that, guys. Just make sure you at least have a decent understanding of that. So if someone asks, you can give them some high level overviews. If you need help with that, I'm available. You've got mentors that are available. Feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to help as best we can. And obviously the default best answer is talk to your CPA. So any other questions, guys? Anything else that you guys want to bring up before we wrap up the call?
Hey, Houston, this is Eric. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, I just want to tell you, great job, man. Great job in presenting that information. That's really amazing training. Man, people paid for this kind of training, man. And I appreciate that. I know you're going to talk about batteries on Saturday. I'm excited about that. But I just wanted to mention two things. I know we were talking about the loans earlier. One thing I'm doing, team, and I don't know if any other mentors are doing it, but let me know if you do. But I'm offering options now. So I'm pulling up 3 different proposals with 3 different loan options. And I'm saying, look, you can go this route, or this route. Because, I mean, I agree with Houston. You know, that the lower the interest fee, the higher the dealer fee. That's just the business. That's just how it works. That's how people get loans for solar. These people have to make money, or else we have nobody giving us loans for our customers. So that's just the way it goes. But the thing is that the lower the interest rate, the higher the dealer fee, and really, which means the higher the entire deal. Now, if you want a lower amount deal, and I'm trying to drive and talk at the same time, sorry guys. If you want the deal lower, like Houston said, then get a high interest rate, but you may not want to do that because the competition is offering the lower interest rate. So that's why I've chosen to give options. So that's just what I wanted to say on that. And number 2, about the federal tax credit, guys, we got to get really comfortable in selling these deals without the presumption that they will get the tax credit. Okay, this is, if they are making more, if they are giving money to the government, just like Houston was saying, this is good for people like that have to pay the government out of pocket when they do their taxes. So this is good for them. But for somebody that's a regular, regular employee that doesn't have a lot of tax liability, it's not good for them. So, and I know I'm repeating what Houston said, but I'm just reiterating, try to start selling the deals without the tax credit. Try to start selling them without it. Show your customer, hey, look, I'm not an expert, I'm not a CPA. You definitely want to get with your CPA. But here's the thing. At the worst situation, let's say you don't get the federal tax credit, uncheck the federal tax credit on the proposal and say, this is the highest your payment will ever be. You never know how many times I've had customers say, oh, okay, well, that's not so bad. Exactly. So look, the federal tax incentive is an incentive, but if they're not eligible for it, you don't want them coming back to you and saying, hey, blowing up your phone. Hey, you said they happened to me. Trust me, when I first started, it happened to me. Hey, you said I was eligible because I wasn't trained correctly. But you don't want that problem. So I hope that helps out. Houston, does that make sense? Everything?
Absolutely, man. In fact, I can tell you, I can't even tell you the last time that I recommended a customer put that towards the loan. You know, part of what we've been doing is doing a whole home savings analysis. We're not necessarily just talking energy expense anymore, you know, because if I can go and claim, like if I have the tax credit and the taxable income to be able to claim that, if I did sign for a 1.5% loan, why would I put that money towards a 1.5% loan when my house is at 3% or my car's at 4%? You know, take that money and save yourself a significant amount of monthly expense by paying off something that's at a higher interest rate. And
very good point. Very good point.
Yeah. So
Dude, that is
essentially
fire.
taking out a 25-year loan at 1.5%. Like, use that money for something better. Go invest it and make yourself more than 1.5%. But that's kind of the way that we've been presenting and closing it. Like, I think every single presentation we've done recently, we immediately uncheck the box. I check it just so they can see what the net system price is. And then I uncheck it and say, all right, let's talk about what you can do with that money to save you more than the $20 a month I'm saving you on your utility bill. Yeah, because the reality is, guys, in Texas, it's a totally different value proposition than it is in California. So you got to get creative about how you're presenting that, how you're truly trying to help the customer. Sorry, Eric, I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, man, you hit it right on the button, bro. I gotta tell you, facts tell and stories sell. So guys, every time that I'm selling, I'm saying, look, I've had a customer that, you know, has this 8,000 federal tax credit. Now, there's no obligation to put it back to the loan. So he had an 8% interest rate on his car, and he only owed $8,000. So wouldn't that make sense if he just pays off that 8% loan because he's got 1.4 over here? And then the customer's nodding. Yeah, that makes sense. Now you have them not thinking about, you know, attaching that money to the loan and saying, okay, this is going to be the highest payment. Maybe I'll just keep that money. You never know what's going to happen, because that's the truth. We really don't know what's going to happen. Who knows what type of emergency might come up? Time will tell, but you've got to tell stories. Stories sell, facts tell. Good job, Houston.
Amen, man. Amen. That's all we got for tonight, guys. Anybody else got anything to add, or we can wrap up a couple minutes early?
Hey, yeah, I did have something real quick, guys.
Yes, sir.
This is Rob again. Hey, I just wanted to first of all apologize to the team for being out of pocket for the last couple of months. Had a couple of family tragedies that we're dealing with, but I also wanted to thank the team and people that reached out to, you know, send their warm wishes and support and stuff like that. I know a couple of folks have reached out to me and just to make sure everything's good, you know, that as the stuff has gone on, and I just wanted to express my gratitude to them and just the team as a whole. I just see everyone growing, and it's been giving me a lot of inspiration, just, you know, to keep pushing forward and seeing positive things in the light of a lot of tragedy. So I just want to say thanks to everyone, and I appreciate all you guys.
Awesome, brother. Well, we appreciate you, man. Thanks for joining us, and glad to see you back in the game.
For sure, guys. For sure. Thank you so much. Talk to y'all later.
All right, guys. On that, I guess we'll wrap up. We'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night. We'll see you. And come Saturday. We want to see everybody at Saturday. Let's go.
See you guys later, man. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, DJ. We'll see you soon, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir.